So first of all, I'll give you some background, okay, that what is this DAC and ADC? Do you have any idea about this? DAC and ADC, okay. Have you got any idea? What is DAC and what is ADC? Okay, why we want to study this? What is the use of studying it?
So to convert one form of signal to another for better ease of communication, maybe.
So you understand what is analog?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is analog. What is digital? For this analog?
It will be discrete in time.
Discrete in time. So you mean to say this? Yes?
Yes, sir.
And its components are always measured with this two things, isn't it? Amplitude and time, okay? And you should also understand one of the fact here that whenever we go for this processing, then what exactly we do, we start with its sampling, okay? We start with its sampling. This is the sample, okay? This is the sample. And for this sample, what we are doing, we are taking the digital outcome of this, okay? I'm taking one of the practical example here that my A to D converter, okay? What I'm saying that I have a device, ADC, and to that device, analog is been given and expected that the digital will come out, isn't it? This is what you have learned, correct? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
but what I'm saying you that whenever you go for this kind of transformation, this kind of conversion, then there you have to remember your reference, okay? That what is the reference voltage we are using. It means that this ADC will allow only the analog, okay, in the range of 0 to 5 only, in the range 0 to 5 volt only, okay? And based on this 0 to 5, okay, what you are also going to get, this is the analog I am showing you, and what you are going to get as a digital, then for that you have to know how many bits are there in the digital, okay? If I say it's a 8-bit digital output, then what I am going to get my conversion, then my conversion is going to be in terms of 00 to FF. Is it clear? Now coming to this part, okay? If I say that this is how much? This is 0.5 volt. Suppose I say this is 0.5 volt, okay? This sample is 0.5 volt. And for this sample, what I have shown you a step. Why? Because this conversion also takes time. It is not that when you give it, immediately you will get it, okay? Suppose you are giving your analog at T1, then definitely you will get your output with T1 plus delta T. So what I am saying you that this width is your delta part, okay? And this part, this delta part is your conversion time. So try to remember this, okay? Conversion time. Now I am asking you that with this 0.5, okay, what will be the output of the digital? Can you tell me? Here, this is analog, and this I'm telling you digital, okay? This is the digital part. Can you tell me? Simple arithmetic. This is a very simple arithmetic. I'm just taking the arithmetic symbol here. Okay. What I am saying that 5 volt is equivalent to how much? FF. So 1 volt will be how much? So 0.5 will be how much? Correct? Is it correct? This FF is how much? So what you are getting? Can you tell me? It will be are you hearing me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
so it is
yes,
25.5. 25.5 is how much? In digital. In digital, it will be how much? Digital, I mean to say the hex I am asking you. How much it will be? 1 and
9.
9. What about this 0.5? What about this 0.5?
It will be 0.1.
Are you going to get it? Are you going to get it with this 8-bit? This is a very basic thing. That is why I wanted to discuss. Okay, it is not that you are not heard of this ADC or DAC. You all have heard. Okay, but this engineering, I don't know whether you have done it or not. Okay, so that is why it was required to do. Okay, and exactly what I have mentioned here, 0.5. So for that, what is the answer I am going to tell you? That since this is a circuit, okay, and circuit is having only 8-bit, so here there is no place for your decimal part. Okay, there are the ADCs, okay, which also gives you the conversion in terms of your decimal part. But exactly in our computer processing or in our microprocessor processing, okay, that we always look for the whole number, okay, and will be made whole to nearby. Okay, since it's a 0.5, so it will be made whole to nearby. That is 1A. Okay. Okay. So here, if in future you have been asked that what is this, you must say that it is 1A. Okay, it is 1A. Is that clear? Or I can say that if I draw here 2 axes, okay, one for the analog, another for the digital, then this axis will be showing 1A. Okay, the time will go along and our analog values, okay, and the digital values will come in consequences as this. Okay, another question which I want to ask you, that can you tell me that which signal is more accurate, analog signal or digital signal is more accurate?
So digital signal.
Digital signal. Okay. Any other answer? Any other answer?
Sir, analog is more accurate than digital. In theory, analog is more accurate than digital, but in practical applications, digital is more accurate.
See, you are correct. Okay, but I'll tell you that always your analog is what? More accurate. Why I am saying you more accurate? Why digital is not more accurate? Because you see that your limitation is here. Okay, your next step 1a, and after that your next step is going to be derived on the basis of this 2n. And this is what is the step size. And this step size is always 1 LSB. And what is a 1 LSB? You know that 1 LSB is your 2 to the power 5 raised to minus 1. This is the value of your 1 LSB. So you just see here that accuracy, if you want to have very high, then in that case you have to increase your bit. Then only you can have better accuracy in terms of DAC. Okay, but theoretically speaking, it cannot compete at any time with analog, because analog you may be entering into picos. Okay, you may be entering into micros, you may be entering into millis. Okay, and there you don't have any discontinuity. What I'm saying, that after having this ADC and then from DAC, because after having ADC you will be getting these values 1A and so on. Okay, but when you want to reproduce with your DAC, so I'm taking here DAC. So in that DAC, what you have learned, that you give digital input. Okay, you give digital input and get analog output. So when you are giving it, then do you know what kind of answer you are going to get? You will be getting your answer like this. In case of your analog. So don't you find that it is not accurate with this? Because from where you started your journey with this kind of smoothness into your waveform. But when you produce it, you get your smoothness of this order. So this is actually the signal. And I have asked you to compare the signal for this and this. And when we compare, we find that it is not that accurate. Okay, it is not that accurate. But due to many other advantages of digital system, what we find that the accuracy achievement in digital system is left to our design. We can make it more and more and more accurate. Okay, but in case of ADC, that is going to be a very difficult task. Even it is a very accurate, but while we process with our circuitry, what is happening? Then the answer is that the noises are affecting too much. That is why we don't find our original signal into that signal. Okay, so when the noise have influenced your original signal, then definitely that signal we are not going to say is the accurate. Are you getting what I said? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what I am thinking, the next one minute. Okay. Now, one more fundamental thing I want to explain. Okay, that DAC. Whenever you find DAC is coming, then it should click to your mind that DAC is nothing but what you are trying. You are trying for binary to decimal. Sorry, hexadecimal. Okay, you are trying for binary to hex. And when you have ADC, then not hex actually. I will write decimal only, then it is clear. It is binary to decimal. And when ADC, it means you are going from decimal to binary. Will you remember this? Okay. Now I'm just telling you that you please convert a binary number you have been given as B3, B2, B1, and B0. Okay. Into decimal. So what you will do? What you will do? How you will convert? You remember that? First of all, you have to just say the power 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So B0 into 10 to the power 1. Correct? Then B1 10 to the power 0, then 1, then B2 into 10 to the power 2, then B3 into 10 to the power 3. This is what we do now. This conversion or something else. Yeah? 2 to the power 0. 2 to the power is yes. गलती होगी. इंटरेस्टिंग क्या है कि nobody is saying.
हाँ नहीं वो अगर क्लासरूम टीचिंग होता तो बात अलग थी. अभी बच्चे उधर से तो अलग नहीं पढ़ा.
Is it correct? Prajwal. Prajwal. ऐसा कैसे खोला है तुम? Anybody is here? Prajwal.
अमित आ जाइए. उससे उधर नाम लिखते हैं.
Yes, sir, it is.
Size. You know why? Because I want to tell you that what is the circuit behind this DAC. How? Just see what I am doing the next step. I am doing the next step as this. Okay. This is my next step. And asking you to implement the same using a circuit. Asking you to implement the same using circuit. Which circuit can do this job? Which circuit can do this job? Anybody is interested to say? No. Adder, but I am telling this adder in analog. Adder in analog circuit, or you people must have studied summing network. Using op-amp, you all must have experienced. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Or even with passive network also you can do that. Okay. So simply what I am saying you that you just see here that one of the op-amp circuit I am creating here. Okay. And to this op-amp circuit I am simply giving A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D. Or here, actually, I should not write A, B, C, D. I should write here B0, B1, B2, and B3. Okay. And here you see this, what I have written here. This is how much? 1. This is how much? 2. This is how much? 4. This is how much? 8. Okay. So what I am writing here? 0. So with B0 you have R. With B2 you have 2R. With this, sorry, 4R. And then 8R. And here what I will do, I will use R. So what is the output? What is the output you will get? Minus RF by R, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So tell me whether I am going correct or wrong. I can get a DC circuit.
Yes, sir.
I think not. This I have to sequence, I have to change. I have to write here B0. I have to write here B1, B2, B3, and here I have to write 8R. Yes or no? Now what I'll get this. Now I think it is correct. And this is what we wanted. What I told you, binary to decimal, okay? So binary to decimal is your DAC. So right here, then implement using circuit. So when you implement using circuit, you come across what? You come across a DAC circuit. You come across a DAC circuit. Correct? And this circuit, you know, is known as what? Have you heard of this name?
No,
Have you heard of this name?
no, sir.
Weighted resistor? No.
No, sir.
Correct. In DAC, there are two types of circuit. One is called weighted resistor and another is called ladder. You have not heard of these two names.
Sir, we have the ladder, R2R ladder circuit in electronic measurements lab.
Okay. So my question to you that why this ladder? Why not this weighted? Don't you find that it is very easy circuit? You can create your DAC circuit. Right now I am dealing with only 4-bit. Okay. Only 4-bit. You can extend to 4 more bit. So 8-bit you can create.
Sir, it is saturated by VCC or limited by VCC, so we don't want that limitation.
No, it is not going to get saturated with VCC. Okay. Why? Because you have control of this bit. You have control of this bit. And here these bits are being given as 0 volt or 1 volt. Okay. 0 volt or 1 volt. Let's say all are 1. You see how much you are going to get? How much you are going to get? If you want 15, isn't it? You are going to get 15. So based on that, you can select your power supply. If I take 0 to 0 and 1, then 15 volt is the maximum, and I can get output without any saturation, isn't it? So no saturation condition is going to arise. Okay. If suppose you want to limit it for the 5, then according to 5, you have to select your input. Okay. My logic here for the explanation of this is that you should not get into impression that this DAC is a very big circuit, okay, or something very complex thing. It's not that complex, okay. It is a very simple. So that is what I was doing here. Another thing, what I wanted to tell you also, that here finding resistance with these values are very difficult. Finding R, then 2R, then 4R, then 8R is very difficult. If you are not putting, because if suppose you take here 1R is equal to 1K, then definitely this will be 2K, then 4K, then 8K. Then my answer to you is that you are not going to get this 4K value and 8K value commercially available in the market. Okay, theoretically it's all good, but practically it's not good. Why? Because if you are not putting the exact value of this, then you will not find your output as you required. Okay, so that is the reason that what we have found ladder network. Okay, ladder network for implementation of the same. Okay. देखते हैं लास्ट ईयर जो नोटिस गया था, ठीक है, okay, in this ladder network, what you find that the same circuit is been modified with the use of R and 2R only. Okay, means the two values of the resistance are going to be used. Okay, instead of having the weighted resistor, weighted means these weights. Okay, R, 2R, 4R, 8R, these are all weights of the resistance on the basis of the bit position. Okay, so here it is a difficult task, and with that, if we attempt, we are going to lose our accuracy. We are going to increase a lot of complexity, because the complexity means finding of these different values of the resistance. So that is the reason that the researcher have worked and found the solution in terms of R2 to our ladder network. And I think you are all acquainted with this circuit. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please remember that your DAC is of two types. One is the weighted, another is the ladder. What is the disadvantage of weighted? That you know it's a weighted. Its weights of the resistance are the disadvantage. Okay. Okay. Another is your ladder, which is having the overcome of this disadvantage, and the solution is coming up with R2 2R. Okay. Now I'm coming to the next part here. What is the next part? The next part is that our processor. Okay. Okay. I want to have this analog to digital. Okay. Sorry, digital to analog. To where? To the processor. Okay. So when you think of the processor, then how you can make them connected? The answer is here, that your processor is here 8085, and it is having the interaction with what? Your 8255, okay, and the 8255 is having connection with what? The DAC, and DAC is giving what? Taking what? The analog input and giving you out the digital. And okay, so this is how you will get the solutions of connecting DAC. Inside the story of the DAC, now you know. Okay, now I'm coming to this diagram, because ultimately our goal is to learn that how we can interface DAC with 8085. Then again, the answer comes that this interfacing, if you want to do, then you have to go with the help of 8255, and on the 8255, any port you can select, and over that you can connect your DAC. Now question comes here next, that whether this DAC requires any handshake. Then look into the circuit here. What do you find? That this circuit requires any time. If inputs are getting changed, then the output is not becoming changed. From the circuit, can you analyze and tell me that when there is a change in the input, the output is getting changed at the same time or at different time? Yes. If it is at different time, then definitely we will be requiring the handshake. Okay. If it is not, then
Hello, Prajwal. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Then no
deliberately
handshake, sir.
drawn the wrong circuitry, and you people are not responding.
see, is
See
it a DAC or ADC?
It is DAC.
Eh? Analog input converted into digital is DAC or ADC?
Sir, analog to digital is ADC.
Then why you have not pointed out?
Sir, I didn't notice.
So this is what is the concentration. This is ADC, not DAC. Okay. So that is what I was also surprised, that nobody has pointed that what rubbish I am doing here. This is ADC. Okay, but forget about the ADC right now. Think of the DAC. DAC is what? The digital will be given and analog will be taken. Yes or no? This is what we are learning, na? Digital
Yes,
is
sir.
given, analog is being taken out. And now coming back to the circuit here, that when you give this is the input. This input, when you give, the output response, okay, will be at the same time or at different time? That is my question.
So it will take some time to process.
It will take some time to process. Okay. How much time? It seems that you people have all forgotten your basic.
No, even sir, in previous lecture you said that, and it is recorded. That
Prajwal, have you ever noticed any time?
Sir, I didn't study this concept that well.
See, this concept we also talk in terms of digital electronics, where combinational circuit and sequential circuit. In case of combinational circuit, do you take any time? Your circuit takes any time for the generation of the output? If suppose I'm asking you, please define what is combinational circuit. How you will define?
Sir, there is no clock involved.
And in sequential?
Sir, in combinational circuit, the
Clock
output
is
depends
involved.
upon the input, present input.
Yeah.
And sir, in sequential circuit, there is a memory.
Okay, so in this circuit, what do you find? Your output depends on input or not?
It depends on input.
Input directly, isn't it? Any change you make,
Yes,
your
sir.
output will change. So there is no time gap, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
When there is no time gap, then do you require any handshaking?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is what I wanted you to understand and learn also. Okay, that when you feel that handshakes are needed, okay, if you are not having this concept, then what is going to happen, you know, that you will commit a lot of mistake. Okay, but now you take this part, this analog to digital. Okay, when you take this part, then I will take you back to the figure this. What is that figure? What I was telling you? I was telling you that when you take this analog input as one of the sample for the conversion, then definitely you have to spend time for the conversion. And due to that spending of the time, you find there is a delta T. Okay. And when you are with this circuit, then what you understand that you do not know that when your conversion is over and you're supposed to take the data. So that is why what is needed here, a handshake. Okay, and how the handshakes are appearing here, then I will tell you that they appear in terms of end of conversion and the start of conversion. So 8255 gives the signal to begin the conversion and wait for the EOC to arrive. When it arrives, then 8255 understands that the converted data is available on the port. Then only it will attempt for reading of the data from the port to then 8085. And this is what we are saying, that it is your handshake signal. Okay, and that is the reason that we took these two examples with interfacing example as interfacing with 8255. Okay, where your DAC always works in simple input output, and this ADC can work in mode simple input output or in handshake mode. Okay, it is It is up to you that how you program. Okay, when you enter into mode 0, then you have to do these things separately first, then you make the attempt of this. That I will take you later. Okay, so I think your DAC concept is clear now. I can move to the next level. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Any question? No question, no doubt.
No, sir.
Now coming to ADC. What I told you that ADC means decimal to binary. This is what I said, isn't it? So now I'm just taking one of the example here. Let's say, no, let's say example as suppose 50. Okay, this 50 I want to convert into binary. देखिए ना, ठीक है। रिजल्ट निकाल दो तो कल क्या करना है मुझे? ठीक 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 है, ठीक। हेलो।
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
10 ना।
Sir, it is 32 in.
Is it correct? Yes. Prajwal.
Yes, sir. 11010.
So this is your conversion of 50, isn't it? Isn't it? This is correct?
It should be reverse.
No, sir. Reverse. It is 11010.
Sir, MSB is the lowest one.
Very good. So I was just looking that whether students are aware of this or not. Okay, 11010. This is correct, na? This is correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what you have learned here with this process? With this process, what you have learned? Have you learned any algorithm? See, just mind here, as I'm telling you, whatever you are getting for the conversion, what you do, you just divide it by 2. Then reach where? to the half value of it. Then again divide, then reach to the next half. Again divide, then next half. Then again divide, then next half. Like that you process, isn't it? So it is basically what you do, you take a value, divide it, and go to the next two. Then again you divide, go to the next two, isn't it? Then again you divide, go to the next two. Then again you divide, go to the next two, and so on. So like that you find there is a tree. There is a tree you are creating. And this tree is going in two directions. Okay? From here, if you see, you find that if your number is higher side, then you go to the higher side, higher ends. Lower side, then you go to the lower ends. Okay? Or I will take another example. Suppose I ask you to buy 1 kg sugar. 1 kg sugar from a general store. Okay? What you will do? You will go to the market, to the shop, and you will demand for sugar, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes? Tell me yes. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you demand for this sugar, what the shopkeeper does, you know? Shopkeeper does what? Shopkeeper will start weighing. Okay? Will start weighing. What he will do, he will keep 1 kg, okay, on a weighing scale, and in other side, he will start putting the sugar. And 10 minutes. And when he starts putting it, maybe he puts very little. And with that little, what he finds that this indicator is in this side. Is in this side. He put something more. What happens? That indicator goes towards the middle. More. But you know, when this shopkeeper does this job, he estimates what he estimates that there may be situation that he might have put sugar so much that in the beginning itself the indicator was in this side. So this indicator says that this is weighing more. Okay? And this indicator says that this is weighing more, this is weighing less. Okay? Okay? बोलो जल्दी. हाँ. नहीं बस 10 ही अभी. Okay, so what I am saying you that the shopkeeper estimates that the indicator is in which side. If he finds that indicator is in the higher side, means the weight is more in this side. This indicator says that it is having weight more. So what he will do, he will start removing this, okay, sugar from this container. Okay, so that he will reach faster to this place. The same technique is being utilized for our ADC development. Okay, and for your information, I'll tell you that there are 5 different ways through which you can have your ADC circuit. 5 different ways. Do you know what are those? Do you know what are those? Yes. Comparator type. Have you heard of this name?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Counter type. Have you heard of this name? integrator type or RAM type? Have you heard?
And op-amp integrator we have heard.
No, I am telling you the circuit for ADC. And finally, there is circuit called SAR. Okay. If you compare all of them, or I will ask you why these many types is been developed. What was the reason? Why they have not got satisfied with the first one? Why they entered into the second, then third, then fourth, then fifth, and after fifth they landed. Okay, now that is sufficient. And you know why? What was the reason?
For better accuracy or less delay.
Better accuracy and less delay. That is correct. So that delay, we say here is the speed of conversion. That was one of the reason. When you compare all of them, you know which carries the highest speed. Do you have an idea? Which converter is the fastest one? Do you know that?
Comparator?
That's correct. The comparator is the fastest one. But you know, this comparator type we never use. This fact, you know, none of the chip, ADC chip, carries this as their base circuit. Do you know this? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So you want to know why? You want to know why this comparator type is such a fastest one, then also it is not going to be used?
Due to less precision.
That is not the answer. Precision here is not the answer. The answer is the complexity of the circuit. And another biggest problem, and you people should always remember, whenever somebody discusses your electronic circuit, then you know your electronic circuits development, further development always in today's world is based on two parameters. One parameter is speed and other parameter is power. So don't forget this, okay? So at least these two parameters you should always remember that. So other thing was power. It consumed lot of power. And circuit is very complex. When the complexity is there, then definitely the components are more. Components are more means the consumptions are more. Okay? The consumption is more. And also I want to ask you that which one is used very frequently? Which type is used very frequently? Are you aware? Which
No,
one?
sir.
Then the answer is counter type. Answer is counter type, okay? Because it is one of the simplest technique for making your ADC. It is the simplest technique, okay? And due to its simplicity, its cost is also very low. And due to that low cost, what you find that in the market today, wherever you are using, okay, digital multimeter, they are all having the counter type ADC. Okay? And in many more applications. Okay? Now, I'm coming to the other two types. These two types are all equally used for making of digital multimeter. Okay? But if your requirement is like that machine to machine, okay, machine to machine understanding if you want to make, then you must go for SAR. Because here in these types, your machine to human is there. Machine to human is there. And when machine to human is there, then speed is redundant for you. Are you understanding what I am saying you? Are you understanding what I am saying?
So can you repeat?
Digital multimeter, who wants to use it? Digital multimeter is being used by any other machine or a human?
Human, sir.
Human.
Okay. And if suppose you provide to this digital multimeter a very high speed, okay, what is the use for the human? There is no use for the human. Okay. Why? Because with that speed, they cannot cope up. Yes. Sir. Sir.
Hello. In fact, it's now 12:10, and sir is having one meeting. Right. Time you know at what time this will be there. And
But it has to go through you.
okay.
So what is the time for the quiz? 6:30.
6:30. Just see that PPT I have uploaded now.
Sir, it was 6 o'clock, sir. It was 6 o'clock.
Sorry, let me finish this. Okay. Let me finish this. Okay. So what I was telling you that speed is important in case of machine to machine communication. Okay. But when machine to human communication is needed, that time the speed is redundant. Okay. So speed is not so important because you have sufficient time to read any measurement over the multimeter. Okay. Okay. So what I am going to say, the last thing is that the SAR, okay, the successive approximation type, it is very popular and important when the machine to machine interface is required. Machine to machine means this ADC I am telling you is one of the machine, and what is the other machine is your processor. Okay, so whenever you are looking for this type of application, then you must use SAR, and in all other applications you can use this type of ADCs. Okay, in the next class I will tell you further about the SAR and their interfacings. Okay. Okay, so please remember this. Please remember.
PM to 6:30 PM. Hello.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Monday. Right. Only 10 questions are there. Okay, so I'm ending this meeting now.